Hi everybody, I'm coming to you today with my first video blog, the first of many. And I wanted to touch on anxiety because anxiety is the main reason why it took me so long to even record this video. Um, a lot of times when you are disabled or you have, certain things that you feel are a handicap, um, you deal with a lot of anxiety and depression and things of that nature. And I have learned to turn my anxiety into a driving force. I know sometimes that might sound a little bit like, how in the world did you do that? But I was determined. I told myself that 2015 was my year. I was going to accomplish a lot of my goals. I was going to, make my dreams come true. I was going to do things that were important to me. So I set out with this goal in mind, starting my website and doing things that were important and special to me, not about what anybody else wanted me to do or what anybody else thought I should do. I'm living for me. And part of that is overcoming obstacles and learning how to do a lot of things for myself and to feel special. And part of the overcoming obstacles means overcoming certain things that may be the hardest things for you to overcome. For me, it's anxiety. I struggle with anxiety really, really bad. Sometimes it comes up in the most important times, and it is just the hardest thing ever. Sometimes with cerebral palsy, I've watched other people's videos and they talked about anxiety and how they shy away from certain situations, and it's very, very true. I myself am very, very outgoing when you get to know me, but when it comes to recording myself like this or talking to new people that I don't know, I tend to sit back and watch first. I don't jump into a situation without knowing what I'm getting myself into most of the time. And a lot of times we don't realize that in doing that, you keep yourself from growing. That is another way to stop growth, and it is very, very bad. Um, so, with that being said, I decided to explain how I overcome my anxiety because I see a lot of videos with people with these situations. They don't really say how they fight through it, they just say that this is something that they deal with. So, I just wanted to talk about how I fight through it. The worst times for me is job interviews. When I go on a job interview, I either talk too much or my mind goes blank and I completely forget my answer to their question. And it's the worst. I can practice all day long, maybe for a week for the whole interview, and get there and my mind will go completely blank and it is terrible. But what I do in those moments when I feel myself getting there is I slowly in my mind count. Like while the person is talking, I'm focused on what they're saying, but in my mind, I'm counting. Sometimes from 10, sometimes from 5. And it helps me refocus and get my thoughts together and what it is that I want to say. Um, I also wanted to talk about, you know, why beating your anxiety is so important. You have to overcome anxiety because, like I said before, it's an obstacle. You won't be able to do anything that you want to do. And so many of us out here with disabilities are great and beautiful people. We have to learn how to not allow these things to control us. If I had of sat back and let my anxiety run my life, my website wouldn't be up. I wouldn't be talking to you like this now. I struggle with anxiety when it comes to my singing voice, everything. It is the worst. And I come from a family of singers, and I have a beautiful voice. But will you ever see me sing on here? That's probably going to be something that will happen a long time down the road. Also, when it comes to anxiety and meeting new people, I've noticed that I'm not very open. Like when it's in a group of people, I will sit back and observe you guys for days and won't say a word until I'm spoken to. And I'm learning to overcome that because once you get to know me, I'm the most outgoing, bubbliest person you've ever met in your life. And the funny thing is, most of my friends say when they get to know me, they don't see my disability because my personality outshines it all. But yes, I struggle with anxiety. I mean, it happens. I am the worst at it in the best of situations. Um, I remember when I became very involved in my church before I moved. Um, and when I first started to meet people, I would be called into the groups and they would talk to me, and I wouldn't say much. And as I've gotten older and I've evaluated the situation, I realized it's because I'm afraid. And I allow that fear to control me stepping out and becoming the person that I'm meant to be. It's very important that if you have dreams, you chase them no matter what. And so, when I get in those situations and I know that this is beneficial to me, for example, I'm going from specialist to specialist now. Coming up next week, I have to meet a new specialist. And I have a habit of when I go to doctors, not saying too much and listening. So I'm learning to talk to them and give them feedback and tell them what I'm dealing with, tell them how they can help me. I'm using that as practice. So when I get in those situations with new people, I'm able to express myself and talk and be a motivation to other people. I want to be a motivational speaker and I want to be the type of person that's out there because there's not very many people in the CP community that are doing this. I looked up videos. Yes, there are a lot of people who record videos and they are very inspirational, but they're not out in the forefront. I want to be out in the forefront and go places and be, an example. Another thing I noticed is there are not a lot of videos of women of color with a disability. There are a lot of videos of women who are Caucasian and other ethnicities. They're out there. I don't understand what that is and why that is, but it's there. And I want to be, you know, a voice. I want to say, if I can do it, sweetheart, so can you, no matter what you are, no matter how severe, your disability is. Take that step and become the person you feel inside that you are. Because for a long time, I felt like I was meant to do something great. Didn't know what it was. And then when I finally realized what I was meant to do, I woke up and was like, I've got to do this. So instead of letting anxiety rule my life, I decided to use that anxiety to push myself towards greatness. So, with that being said, I'm going to tell you today, stop allowing anxiety to control who you are meant to be. Step out on faith and become that person that you feel that you are deep down inside. Thank you guys and have a good day.